you want your career to have meaning, if you are looking at your career in the long term, not just for the job that you have right now, today, well, this video is for you. Ashley Owens and I are talking about networking. Now, Porter Gale said, your network is your net worth. And Robert Kiyosaki said, the most powerful, richest people in the world look for and develop networks. Everyone else looks for a job. So Ashley, my first question to you is this: why should a person who does have a job start networking?
I think you never know who you're going to meet. I think that's a really big deal. I think that when you have a job and you're networking internally, there are opportunities within every position that you have that you can get a leg up or at least know about by talking to other people that are in your business. Yeah. So for example, if you have a really good rapport with your boss, ask them a question about, hey, who do you think I should meet? Who's a good person that you think I should meet to really kind of bridge the gap between some of my skill sets that I'm trying to improve on? Those things are very engaging and wildly accepted just because you're trying to build up your own worth at the company, your own value.
Yeah. And also saying, what can I do to help you in your career? Make it very clear that you're not looking to leapfrog, but you're looking to help and add value.
Absolutely. And the way that you can give value is by having those conversations. I mean, be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Now, one thing you did not say is you didn't talk about a networking event. So I think a lot of people out there think that networking is going to those networking events.
Oh man, this is the biggest misunderstood term. So networking essentially at its core is making a connection with another human being. So you and I are networking, whether or not it's for business related, but we just had a 45-minute conversation offline that's a conversation. You're building the know, like, and trust factor. Yeah. But networking events specifically are ways for other people to come in, including yourself, to talk about business. It's more of a culture thing. You can network with somebody in a elevator. My first client I met in an elevator because I commented on his pocket square. I mean, you never know who you're going to meet.
What are some things that when you're doing networking and you're doing it well, what are some of the things that you can expect from it?
Ooh, you can expect great strategic partnerships. You can expect people to, if you're giving as much as you're saying that you're giving, you can expect that to come back in full force. A great example is from August to December, that's all I did. That's every day, all day. I was working myself many, many hours a week to make sure that I was providing the best value add because my reputation was what was going to help me succeed. And the reputation had to be genuine because I has been doing something that nobody else has been doing. So I haven't networked for myself since January. And because of all of the things that are coming down the pipeline based off of the wonderful partnerships that I have, but I've also kept up with them. So it's following up, it's providing that value. It's always thinking of them, that thinking of you statement about making sure that people know that how important you are to them and celebrating them, whether it's on, let's say, LinkedIn or Facebook or handwritten notes. There are so many ways that you can provide value without giving them business.
Yeah. Now, what I'm hearing is you really did have a networking strategy. So for that professional, that person who wakes up in the morning, goes to work, comes home 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, it's hard. It's hard for them to really even consider networking. It's like, I don't have the time. Mm-hmm. So how could they come up with a strategy? And what would be a good, maybe a good example of a strategy for just that type of person?
If you're busy and inundated with family, with work, I mean, there are little different ways you can work within your own company and talk to people, whether it's saying, hey, let's go for a walk, let's grab a cup of coffee, tell me about who you are and what you do, all these things. Mm-hmm. But if you're around another human being, that's networking. If you're at the grocery store, that's networking. If you're talking to your son or daughter's soccer coach, you're talking to other professionals that are there. You never know who you're going to meet. And a good strategy is be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And just go out and I like to play the game with a lot of my clients. I'm like, I don't want you to go into a networking event and find out what they do. I want you to find out where they went on vacation. That's it. That is your only goal. And that way it takes away the pressure of having to sell to them. It takes the pressure away of having to figure out how you can refer them. Just get to know that person because it'll grow organically.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So really, in a way, it's being mindful. It's saying, look, I'm going about my day, but I'm just going to be very clear that I'm meeting people, and I'm going to try to present myself to them, but listen and hear what they're doing and see how I can add value to their life, to their world, to their business, and see what happens. But also with that strategy, it's that follow through. It's making sure that you're not losing these connections. And I hate to go back to my favorite professional network, but LinkedIn is great for this, because you do meet someone, connect with them on LinkedIn, right? It's a great way, a great excuse to have another contact with them.
And celebrate them. If you had a good conversation with that person, celebrate that experience, because that is going to show that you have put yourself in a position of quality. People relay more engagement if you are providing a positive message.
Yeah.
And in the end, you got to be genuine, and you have to be appreciative of the people that you meet, because you have the privilege to meet people every day. Not everybody has that privilege. And so if you take that every single day and make it important and make it valuable, and treat people with respect and get excited about what they do, because listen, anybody that's a financial advisor, I bow down to you on a daily basis, because math is not my strong suit, okay? Anybody that has the craziest job that is completely off the wire, tell me everything you know, because this is fascinating to me. And so having that kind of mentality and that kind of engagement, it reminds people that why they started. And that builds a bigger connection.
You know, I love what you had said earlier, which was approaching it with positivity. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of times we get so bogged down in our world and our work, and you almost want to just complain to people. But when you're doing that, you're removing energy. You're sucking that life force out of them. Right. So, you know, if you want to start to network, really try to approach it really in a positive manner, in a manner where you're giving, you're adding value, you're interested, you're listening, you're talking. That's really important.
Small goals, small little things that you can do. Take top 3 things that you talk about, that I talk about, and just put it into a nice little checklist, especially if you're good with lists, and just keep being mindful of those things every time you meet somebody. Eventually it'll become a habit, and then things just grow so much more organically.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. How can people find you, work with you, call you?
Oh, fantastic. So I'm a networking concierge. So what I do is that I provide a support system for people who are in sales positions as well as business owners. Basically what I do is I do all the follow-ups for all of the networking that you do, and then I go to events with my clients to work the room in half the amount of time and double the amount of applicable business cards. You can find me at ashleyassist.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I also have recently just signed up with RVN TV that has a segment talk show every week called Connect to Success. Awesome. So you can see me there, just yabbering my face off, talking to the power networkers. But I am very, very accessible. You can schedule something on my calendar. I have my calendar link in my LinkedIn profile. So let's chat, and I can't wait to talk to you.
Awesome. My name is Donna Serdula. My website is linkedinmakeover.com, and we help professionals and executives from all over the world optimize their LinkedIn profile. Thank you so much.
Thank you.